In 20 years, from where Mrs. Ambani established the school, and in 21 years, exactly where we are today. For the last 12, 13 years, we have been rated as the #1 school in the country. Consistently, by every single platform who does a rating job, we've been within the top 10 in the world. And if a child gets out of the bed and looks forward to coming to school every single day, we feel that everything else will fall in place. I was looking at something where we can get one platform where students would be able to access the curriculum and parents. Teachers would be able to actively plan, put in all their assessments, and that could lead to the grades, which could then be reported to the parents, who can then access it on the same platform, and also allow for communication between the parents and the students. And I think Toddle gave that. And I think I saw a possibility where we could have all the campuses and all the programs sort of under one page. And as a head of school, for me, it gives me great comfort because in one click, I would go between the campuses and see exactly what is happening.
If you walk into our campus in any given day, you'll see little huddles of teachers working together in one of our rooms or in the open spaces, and they'll have their computer open and they're planning and designing the learning using Toddles.
The planners are so thoughtfully put out with such deep conceptual questions. It really helps everybody who's new to the PYP to be able to plan conceptually. And now with AI coming into Toddle, I think planning has become so much more easier.
So when you're planning for something and you're like, okay, how could I do this? You might have 1 or 2 or 3 ideas, but AI provides you with a vast array of different ideas. And I think it's really helping our teachers be more creative, have perspectives that they didn't have before, think of engagements that they would never have thought of. Also, in the learning and teaching, we're continuously monitoring and documenting children's learning. We are a space without walls, right? So how do you display children's learning without walls? Well, we have virtual walls and they reside there in Toddle. So learning is documented there. We share that with parents. So even our very young ones are constantly reflecting on their learning. And I think it really helps build that sense of ownership for children because they own their learning. And when they're reflecting and they're saying, you know, the best thing I liked about this unit was this, or this is what I created, it really helps build that sense of learner agency that is so important to us and in the PYP as well.
I think the transition from the early years through to primary through to middle school on, having the one place, again, it's that one-stop shop where you can go to get everything that you need.
A few years ago, when the school decided to shift the pedagogical approach to a more conceptual and inquiry-based platform, Toddle was our partner. The relationship helped us to shift a lot of the heavy lifting from the teachers who were embracing a different mindset, a different approach to teaching and learning. And the Toddle platform being able to have the same language, sharing the understanding, providing professional learning opportunities for teachers, designing the unit plans with the teachers, I think that was a relationship that allowed us to get to where we are right now.
Our students have gotten Toddle, I must say, like a fish takes to water.
I think Toddle is actually a great way to bridge the gap between what we learn at school and what we also practice at home. Whenever my parents ask me like, what have you done today? How was your day? I just show them like the latest assignment that we've done or the latest post.
I love the workbook because like you can write, draw on the workbook and you can do like whatever typing you want. That is my most favorite part because I get to express myself through drawing, writing and making it creative.
They have definitely taken it on as something that helps them to be creative, but to also as a tool for reflection, because they get to look at themselves, they get to look at their journey, they get to do it individually, they get to do it with their peers, but also their parents get to interact.
I use Toddle probably on a daily basis. So every time I get a notification, I open it up because I'm excited to know what's happening. When we look at the pictures, it's actually a conversation starter at home.
So prior to Toddle, I've only ever used one other learning management system. It wasn't actually quite as conducive to learning for what I would believe the three main stakeholders. That is our teachers, our parents and our students. And I think that is the key of what Toddle's really nailed.
If you look at how Toddle is set up, I know what is happening in every class, and that is actually the MYP way. I exactly know what is happening in a math class. Why? Because it gives me an opportunity to build on something that the kids have already learned. We have something called as extension plans in school, wherein we look at individualized learning, personalized learning for students, and AI tutor on Toddle helps us to do that.
In the geography class, we had a quiz on Toddle, which was an AI-based quiz, and that was adaptive. There were questions, and based on the answers that we gave, it would ask follow-up questions, and I think that takes personalized learning to another level.
The progress reports are very much speaking with Toddle about how we want our template to look, that we do want things like an effort grade, ATL skills. It's fabulous that the ATL skills from the units get transferred onto the report card, that we can once again ensure that the concepts, key and related, are in there, all from the planning aspect, so you're not doubling up on the work. And then, this was the bit of the magic, I guess, for the comment, because you have those in place and you put in a few key features that you want for that comment, then AI Toddle will come up with a comment that is relevant. And I think that was the big, when we, Chandani introduced it to our teachers, and we couldn't get rid of the teachers at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. They were going on because they just wanted to carry on with their report comments.
Toddle is very conscious of what's happening in the DP space, and I see that the changes they make are pretty much aligned with the changes that are happening in the DP program. I would say that our teachers use that a lot for planning, and the collaboration and the planning collaboratively has really got enhanced since they've moved on Toddle. I see a lot more of free sharing. I see a lot more of their learning experiences that are drawn as best practices from an educator to another. And I would say that's really been a level up for my teachers. I would want to highlight the CAS program the most, because I feel that's where we made a maximum or the most momentous change.
We have tons of reflections to upload for different strands of CAS: creativity, activity and service. And Toddle makes it really easy to sort of separate our reflections into the 3 strands and upload different kinds of evidences and materials, whether it's links, presentations, pictures, videos. So it sort of streamlines that process and makes it very easy for us.
What's interesting about it is a lot of the feedback and to and fro between the teachers and students, and as a parent being able to see that interaction, because eventually what you want is to minimize your own involvement and to see that your child is driving his or her own learning. And to see that interaction, to be able to see that it is happening, that is what is rewarding.
You're not a platform that's saying, okay, we've got this right, but we need to continue to get it right.
Toddle is a platform which is built in a flexible manner, which can adapt to your school's needs. And it provides you that customization to your school's needs, which I do not think the other softwares were doing. And I think that's that yes, we can do attitude. Yes, it can be customized to your school's needs, makes you the software that you are.